Hello everyone, welcome to another live stream. Hopefully not a massively noisy live stream, but I probably will be. Hope you're all doing well. I'm going to play it by ear this live stream. I've got a couple of things to talk about, but no real formal topics with lots of subheadings, and we'll just see how things go and wrap it up early if there's not much to talk about. General format wise, just going to update you what's been going on here, get the birds out, talk about little topics, respond to your questions. If you have any questions, things you want to talk about or get advice from, happy to hear from you because both me and Sophie want to help and just generally talk about stuff. I just hope everyone's going well. It's quite warmer here in the UK recently. It's been a bit of a heat wave. I think Europe's had it much worse than us, but us British don't really cope very well with heat, even though we seem to crave it. I'm just recovering from a cold, so that will hopefully explain why my voice is a little bit funny and why I don't look, I don't think I ever look particularly clean cut, but regardless, yeah, I'm recovering from a cold. Sophie's caught it as well, and it's been quite hectic and strained because it's been trying to get on with everything that needs to be done with these little guys on top of feeling unwell. And obviously, while you're recovering, to do extra can be a bit tiring. Hello, Klaus. Hello, Alice. Hello, Iris. Welcome. Apologies if I do cough throughout this as well. And it was a cold, not the evil virus that you're not allowed to mention. But it seems to, there we go, there's the noise, seems to have hit. Yeah, thank you, Smitta. I do as well. It's better now. It was much worse before. My voice was terrible before. Much better. I had to do a consultation yesterday on my own because Sophie was too unwell and I was coughing and spluttering while trying to make points. It was terrible. Hopefully these guys are going to be quite quiet. They probably won't be, but I guess that's part of the ambience. It's part of the reality of having parrots, and it's part of fun. Ironically, as usual, I was playing a game on my Xbox in here for most of the afternoon after we finished off the usual stuff, and they were completely quiet for the hours. It's been 2.5 hours. They've been quiet, very quiet, playing silently. Moment going live, it's not getting noisy. Perhaps it's just my voice. Maybe they like it when it's like this as well. Hello, Lessa. Hello, Neve. Hello, Teal friends. Welcome, guys. I hope you're all doing well as well. There's not much too exciting to update you on at the moment in the flock life. Maybe some exciting stuff for Sophie in the future, but we won't be able to say anything about that unless anything materializes. We're just getting on with our business, getting on with work, getting on with stuff, trying to make sure these birdies have as best life as possibly can, and making sure that everything's ticking over, really. I still need to start planning my course. I really want to get it out there because I think it's been very useful with lots of great ideas. But a lot of stuff's been getting in the way and it's just not been much time. So I will get on with it. And I know we say this a lot. You know us, we do eventually get around to it. If we say we're going to do something, we do it. It just takes longer than we plan most of the time. So I'll start on one topic in a moment. Then I'll get maybe the boys out and they can sort of play behind me, or I can do some training with them. It'll probably be just the boys and pickers and scam because they're easiest for me to supervise. Not Oliver and Charlie this today. Purely because I get on better with him, a lot better these days, but it's really a bit too much for me to handle properly. So topical, something I want to talk about, and I felt it's very important because it's not really insulting ourselves, but I feel it's something important to say. It's tailoring advice to your bird. Now, it's very easy when you have advice from us, from all sorts of sources out there on the internet, to just take that advice and say, right, that's what I've got to do. I've got to do that. That is the advice I need to follow. And it's not true. Even the advice we give should not be followed by rote. It's not gospel. It's not written in scripture. It is advice based on professional experience. And I've seen it on Discord crop up a few times. And this is not insulting people at all. You hear advice, you want to stick to it. But this is a perfect example. The 1 to 3 training sessions a day for 3 to 5 minutes a day. That's a guideline that we give because we find that seems to fit in with most birds. So it's very useful for a lot of people to follow that guideline. And we say, 1 to 3 sessions, 3 to 5 minutes, because it's that easy. You can have a couple of minutes in the morning, a couple of minutes in the afternoon, a couple of minutes in the evening. Very easy. But if your bird wants to go on longer, that's completely fine. That is just a guideline. If your bird wants to train for longer and you're happy with it and you're experienced with it and their bird's happy with it, experienced with it, go on training for longer. If you have to train for shorter lengths of time, that's also fine. Sometimes you have to just give a quick target and that's it to start with. That's all you may be able to achieve with your bird. That's completely fine. So do please take what we say as guidelines rather than rather than as scripture. I love that word. It's quite an interesting word. And thank you very much, Smitta. That's very kind of you. And thank you very much, Neve. That's also very kind of you. We'll keep it up. I will keep trying to talk despite my voice cracking. We'll... So, no, we've just had severe colds, Smitta, just very bad colds. So nothing like that. It hit Sophie much worse than me. I had it. I still have it. And the reason I still have it is I powered through. So I was still working. I still went out while I was past infectious. I think I hope allowed to say that. I basically powered through, and that's why it's dragged on a bit, whereas Sophie's hit her very hard and she's just got it. So, yeah, just colds, severe summer colds, which can be worse in summer because of the heat. That derailed me. I just want to say thank you to you guys. Derailed me a little bit. So yeah, just don't. And this is the same for anyone else's advice online. Don't take it as truth. Take it as advice and tailor it to your own parrot, because you know your parrot, especially if you get to know them over time. They're gonna have their individual quirks and traits and little tells, subtlety in their body language, just things they'll prefer that you'll get to know that we won't know because we don't know your bird. So I'd always be suspicious if someone says, you should follow this advice, and that's the only advice you should follow. It's more of a guideline, and I feel that's really important to keep in mind, because when I'm taught stuff as well, and I've maybe it's just because I'm very critical thinking and very cynical. When I'm taught things, I always question it, and if I arrive at a conclusion it aligns with my values, it aligns with what I think, or they impress me enough to think, yep, that's great, then I go with it. If I find it's disproven later, I adapt my philosophy, and that's been the same in bird training. I saw a lot of advice when I first started. I thought, oh, wow, that's amazing. I love it and I want to follow it. And as I've become more experienced, I found some of that advice has been valid. Some of that advice has been not really important to me, or it's just fallen by the wayside as I've become a better trainer. And I think all of you guys will probably have that same experience throughout your lives in general. As exciting as it is to just constantly be learning, it's more of like life advice, I guess, when you think about it, rather than just bird training advice. It applies to everything. So now I've had that little spiel. Let's get the boys out and see if they fancy doing anything. I'll get a butter millet as well. Let's get some millet from down here, just in case you guys fancy training as well. Hello, little man. You coming? You coming out? You're very excited to come out, aren't you? A little bit too excited to come out. Wow. You want to calm down? Calm down a second. Here we go. Okay. So I know you just land on here. Just land on there. Calm down. You as well. There we go. Do you want a treat? No. So did you see that little lap of honour Chip did twice? Hello, Mr. Teeny, welcome. Yeah, the boys have been enjoying themselves just there. You saw that lap of honour. Chip just decided he didn't want to land on there. He wanted to do laps around, trying to sort of tempt him just in case he's nervous about something. But I don't think it's that. I think he just wants the exercise. Yeah, clearly very excited. Fish is just, you can see Fish in the background, straight to snacking. Excuse me. And Chibi's probably going to get involved with snacking in a moment. So I don't think I'm going to get much training out of them today. So you can just enjoy them. I'll bring them up to the screen and they can say hello later. Excuse me. So yeah, they're just going to enjoy themselves behind. Oh, hello, Eddie. Hope he's doing all right as well. I do find these little guys charming, and as silly as they are. They didn't want as much petty pets today as normal. Oddly, what they wanted today is they wanted to rest on my shoulders, and they liked it when I kneel on the floor on the rug, and they sit on my shoulders and they just like preen and rest on my shoulders. Occasionally, just in the mood for that. That's what they had for their almost entire morning outing. They had some foraging, and then they wanted to go on the floor and just sit on my shoulders, which is quite cute. And now they're going to probably fill up on some nice snacks, which I've put in their bowls for them. So just to welcome everyone who's joined. Hello, if you just joined the live stream, welcome. All I've talked about, as I said, there's going to be no real massive topics in this live stream. Just get the birds out and talk. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. Any conversation topics you want to talk about, happy to hear from it. There will be chaos, there'll be noise. That's normality. My voice will crack. I will probably cough. That will also be normality as well for today. with regards to what you missed if you just joined, I was just talking about don't take any advice as gospel truth. Adapt it to your parrot. Always be adapting what you learn, what you hear, taking what's useful, what aligns with what you want to do, and maybe dropping the rest of it, because sometimes advice won't apply to your individual situation, even if it's given in the best of intentions. And that's not to say you should disregard a professional advice. Just, always question it. Any cool new Birdie products recently? So I've seen some lovely perches on Northern Parrots recently. Actually, there've been some really nice sort of new perches on there. They've got this cork perch with which is really easily shreddable and chew. You can chew and destroy. They can chew and destroy. We got I'm doing it for a promo, but it's actually a very valid promo. We've got some new scales as well, which I'm really impressed by. They're so much more accurate. They have a clip-on stand, like T-perch that goes on top, and you also have like a T-bar stand as well for larger parrots. I really like that. So that's going to be a product I'll be like, yeah, this is really cool. So we're talking about weighing your bird in a future video coming up. So I feel that's really important, why you should do it, how you should do it, why it's so important to do, and best times and stuff. And this was a perfect sort of product. So I was like, please? And they were like, yeah. So that's been really good. So the scale's been really good. Well, the perches, I think, I really try to remember each individual one. Because there were so many cool ones we got sent. I got one which kind of looks like a snake. It's like something that would be really amazing if it was hung from the ceiling. Like, I think I can actually get it for you. Give me 1 second, I'll show it to you. Please don't be scared, because I know you guys haven't been decent to this yet. Look at this thing. I think this is such an amazing perch. It's got thingy ends on both sides, and it's long, and I think this would be amazing if it was hung from a ceiling or from the top of a very large cage, but you can have it across and stuff. I think, how cool is this? It's got so many sort of different bends. You can even hide treats in it. I mean, this is something I'll be talking about in the future. It's a bit of a teaser there. But I'm sure they won't mind me promoting it on the channel right now. But yeah, I thought that was really cool when I saw it, so I had to get it. What a nice perch! I would absolutely love to be able to just have it on hanging from our ceiling here, but I wouldn't get away with it really. It's not really safe enough, to be honest. You guys okay? Okay, you don't want attention. You just want to go back to snacking. Yeah, do you not think, guys? I think it's a really nice perch. I'm glad you guys like it as well. That's a Northern Parrots product as well, because we pretty much do most of our shopping from there now. We also get our promos from them because we've got a relationship with them, but we do shop with them quite frequently. In fact, we had a big box of stuff arrive from them today, mostly food related, I'm afraid, so I can't show you anything too exciting. But yeah, those are my favourites at the moment, Mr. Teeny. Just that perch and the scales. I don't know why I like the scales so much, maybe because it's a bit technical. It's very cool looking. Maybe, Alice, yeah, you'd have to do some decence work with it. Like, you saw these guys, they were like, what's that? But a bit of decence work, and I'll get used to it. And also, if it's maybe hung, it would look less like one. I don't know. It depends on your individual parrot again. If you want to bring food things to show what Neve seems very keen on seeing them. Do you want to say hello while we wait? While we wait for the food things, non-food things. Hello. Should I go back on there then? Yeah, it's not. It didn't so much scare them as it scared Louis, and then that scared them. Oh yeah, so Sophie's really keen on this stuff. It's basically just like woven material. It's like a big, like long strand of it, and Charlie loves destroying it. Basically, Sophie just threads it through so he can shred it, and it's a very popular and quite affordable sort of. Why am I holding up? Affordable toy. And then we have a large. This is a cork bark one. So this is what I was talking about, the cork bark perches. So how cool is it to have cork bark perches? So I'm going to be very honest with these perches. These are really nice. They're very easily destructible. They're really fun, but they're absolute to clean. I have to clean these because I do the cleaning for Louis and Kipling and Olive and Chart, and they have these, and they're an absolute nightmare to scrub clean. You have to remove, so you have to remove them and clean them. Sometimes it's just such a pain to deal with. I love cork bark as a material, but my goodness, it's just no fun to clean up. And it's also just porous as well, so it soaks up some of the darn moisture. So, hello, Kimball Harshman. Desert willow branches. What's Sophie? What's your opinion on those? Yeah, we'll double check because we prefer to be safe and just like giving, because you're giving it a specific type. We don't want to be like, yeah, it's all good, because we never know. Yeah, it is horrible, Klaus. I mean, some I buy cork bark for the inverts as well, and I'm getting very tempted to see if there's any bits that aren't usable for the inverts that I can give to the birds and vice versa, because it's all clean and sterilised. Where we buy it from a German company. So I could literally just, it's the only place you can get decent quality cork bark from Germany, of all places. I'd like to just give the boys some on excuse me, the base of their cage so they can just shred it and destroy it. And hello, welcome, Hooks, Feathers and Hooves. Not really, it's a casual session today, Birdie Chaos. And I was just talking about, at the start, tailoring advice you get given to your individual parrot and not following it by rote. Let me just go get the birds while these guys are screaming, because then there's a nice pause, isn't there? Hello, good boys. The boys, because they got scared of the big cork bark perch because they don't have one in their cage, and obviously, it being waved around is terrifying. They flew up to the curtain rail. That's their like default. They either fly to me or they fly to the curtain rail when they get scared. Or if they're very scared, they'll just fly around. Do you not want to say hello? Does Fish want to say? Chips being antisocial. Fish is really cool with being social and stepping up recently. Most of the time, he will come along. He will just say hello whenever I ask him to, which is nice. So I don't want to force him to do anything ever. But if he's such a jolly big man, he wants to come and say hello all the time. It's very good for videos and for live streaming, especially because I could force them like some live streamers, but I'm not going to do that. It's not very nice. What are you doing? I'm hiding. I was just saying how social you are. Do you want my help? Do you want some help? There you go. So it's a good thing you asked, and it's a good thing I asked Sophie to check rather than just going yes, because that could have been a problem. We'd rather double check, and we don't know everything. We would rather look it up if we don't, because it's better to look a little bit silly rather than having your bird hurt, honestly. So let's give a little pause and let's talk about some more like random stuff, because I don't really talk about that sort of stuff about what we get onto in our lives. I'm playing a game which I'm really enjoying called Kingdom Come Deliverance. It's a bit of an older game, but I'm quite liking it. It reminds me a little bit of Skyrim. You basically play, it's a story-driven one, so you play a set character. You can't choose what you play. You play a guy called Henry. And I don't want to spoil it, so I'll just give the very start. Basically, your parents are... and then you set off on a quest afterwards. And it's really cool because it's set in the true medieval ages in like middle of Europe. So it's not like a usual British crusader sort of thing. It is like you are playing someone in Europe. It's historically accurate to an extent. They've done their research. Loads of German, loads of Polish, loads of French names in there. And it's really kind of cool to play for it. It's an RPG as well. So you're leveling up and you can get pets and all sorts of things. So it's very interesting. It's quite slow paced at times, which I find a bit annoying. And the combat's a little bit silly, but it's just generally a very fun game. So if you've got a console or a PC and you haven't tried it, you can get it very, very cheap. It's a $5 or less. I'd highly recommend giving it a go. If you can get past some of the elements, the story is absolutely amazing and lots of fun. And yes, I'm playing Power World again. Sophie's playing Power World finally. Enjoying Power World. Hello. Go up there. Do you want to join in or do you want to join me? Do you want petty pets? If you want pets, that's also fun as well. If you want pets, or do you want to go to your brother? What do you want? You are very fussy. You want to go up there. He's probably going to go do his business up there, so just ignore that if it happens. I'll just deal with it afterwards. So yeah, we're playing Power World, watching a bit of anime, watching House of the Dragon, which I won't spoil it for anyone. Interesting season. Interested to see where it goes next. But I think the first one was better. That's my sort of 2 cents on it. And other than that, I started DMing for Dungeons and Dragons, always that big nerdy thing, which I'm quite enjoying because I like storytelling. I like crafting worlds and narratives. That's always something I don't get to do very much these days, and I have a lot of experience with, so I enjoy doing that. And yeah, just generally ticking along, trying to find time to do this stuff when we're not dealing with birds or working. So we do have quite a long work day where we're available. And obviously then when you're doing all the free stuff as well, it's like, which is why we want to have a lot more, and then we'll have less to worry about with the free stuff. So we just try and catch up on the chat. I don't think I've actually missed stuff because I don't think it's many questions, and I know we answered Kimmel's question. Well, I'm glad you enjoy Sophie's vlog, Hooks. It's good. Yeah, thank you. They are cute little guys. They're basically they decided to want to go and look out the window. I don't think they've had much of that today or yesterday because of the way things have been. So maybe they're just taking themselves over there to look. They might come over here for pets in a little bit. And then I'll leave you out for a little bit longer. Maybe get Pickles and Scampi out. Adita, a lot of people are going to name their parrots after, probably, yeah. I mean, oh, that's not a bad idea actually, because I won't go into too much. I know some of you guys don't like bugs, but we're getting some more bugs. Maybe we can name them after them as well. If we had a lot more space and we had more parrots, I would name mine after dragons as well. We like dragons. I think dragons are cool. So why wouldn't you name them after that? It's like the whole Game of Thrones thing again, where you had like the old dragons, and I can only remember Drogon. How sad is that? I love the other dragons, and I felt very sad what happened. And yeah, never mind. Neve, Elvis is loving an asparagus fern. Oh, cool. So I'm glad he's enjoying that. So listen more. That's probably more. Yeah, they make you watch them constantly, and I probably miss. Sometimes it gives me a notification, allows me to sort of stop them, but obviously I missed that. I'm not like 100% today, so I probably missed that. Apologies. I could probably do with the extra few pence as well, to be fair. So yeah, I love dragons. Who doesn't love dragons? Dragons are such a cool mythological beings. The folklore, like the actual folklore around them, is fascinating as well. From Poland, from England, from Wales. Not so much of America, obviously. And then you've obviously got you've got the Chinese and the Japanese dragon folklore as well, which is really interesting. It's interesting how they still have reptile. They're still like reptilian almost, but they have a completely different way of looking at them. Their shape's different. You know, they don't have wings. They're almost like snakes. And I find it really cool how dragons have different forms in different mythology and different folklores. Very interesting. That's a lot. That's a lot of birds. That's a lot of canaries to look after. Must be a bit of a handful sometimes. Although I suppose you don't have to interact with them quite as much. Although they do benefit from training. You can train your canaries as well. They can have a lot of fun from it, and some foraging activities they can really get their beaks into, so to speak. Especially pecking foraging activities like peck mats or easy foraging trays. What do you want? Do you want to come back over now? You have got wings, you know. You have got wings. You could use them. No, my cushion's fallen down. Oh. What do you want? What do you want to do now? Hmm? You're going to snap for everyone. You're just going to bonk me. Oh, Adita, a question. How would you start bonding with a parent reared teal? Very, very slowly. It's very easy. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. It's not easy to do. It has. It's a simple process. It's just you have to follow it in the right thing and watch the birds' reactions very carefully. So the simplest way to do it is just maybe establish a treat bowl in their enclosure, their aviary, their cage, and just drop a treat as you walk past. High value, a little butter millet. Sunflower seed, whatever they like most. Are you back over there? Okay. So drop a treat in that bowl and keep on walking. That's how I'd start. That's a really good way of starting to build your bond. If they're more confident, have a treat pinch between your hand and just extend your hand so you're as far away as possible. Do lots of passive bonding as well. Just be around them. Go about your usual business. Don't look at them. Just do your own thing. Let them get used to you. And use that groundwork to build their confidence in you. Then you can start more direct stuff, maybe like target training through the bars, maybe putting your hand in there and letting them walk over it, and just getting used to seeing it. Just use your step. I've got a video specifically on bonding with cockatiels. It's an older one, but the advice is still valid. I'll give that a watch, but just take it very slow. And Olive clearly feels very opinionated about that. So these boys are going in a couple of minutes. I don't know. I want to show you getting petted because you seem to be in the mood for it, and then you just decide you want to go and scream. No problems at all. I hope it goes well. Again, just take your time, and it will go well. These guys are trusting if you put enough time and effort into it, especially if they have had no negative experiences. Just treat it like a clean slate. Go into it. Lots of positive reinforcement, lots of time, lots of patience, and lots of observation about what they're showing you through their body language. Watch their crest, watch their behaviour, and I'm sure you and your little teal will get on very well and very quickly. yeah, please feel free to drop any questions, because obviously without my usual sheet of paper with all my topics, I'll probably run out. I know someone asked questions like absolutely ages ago, but I can't access my comments from here on this video. So it makes it quite challenging to actually respond to them. Yeah, nothing really to catch up with on the chat as well. So if things carry on like this, it's quite quiet. I'll probably, in fact, I'll get these boys back in. I'll get the Pickles and Scampi, and I'll probably wrap it up next 15, 20 minutes, have a little shorter one, give myself a break. I just want to not live stream this month, because I feel it's something we always do, and gives people the opportunity to ask questions if they don't have the opportunity otherwise, you know. Hello. You want to say hello to everyone first? Hello. Oh, you're very excited. He's quite very good. Do you remember? I don't know if you remember a long time ago. We'll never be able to do that with him, and now I can just do it all the time. Pickles, 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 scampi, pickles, 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 scampi. They love their pachowing. I know it's a borderline overstimulated thing, but they just get very excited and they're quite gentle with it. It's very nice. Yeah, we want our birds to see themselves as birds and be taught social skills. So parent read is fine, and we kind of recommend it in a lot of cases. Thank you, Pickles, for that. I'll clean it up later. But when they're not parent reared, we have to teach them those essential skills. And a lot of people miss that. You know, they need to learn how to forage. They need to learn how to be a bird. And it's up to us as a human with a human reared bird that they learn those skills. So, you know, I'm not going to go hardcore and be like, no, you can't do that. You know, it's gonna keep on going, and a lot of people prefer that. That's their choice. But a parent reared bird gets a lot more essential skills. If it's a human reared bird, you need to teach them those essential skills, and a lot of people sort of miss out on that. Okay, thank you very much, Alice. That's very, very kind of you. I can actually like that one as well. I couldn't like the other ones. Will it let me? Okay, it won't let me like it, so I'll just try and heart it. Do you want a juice? If you want some juice, so to celebrate Alice's kindness, here's Scampi drinking some fresh juice. A bit of pineapple, isn't it? You're very thirsty, aren't you? Is that it? Just go wipe it up on my t-shirt. Maybe you Pickles, you want. There you go. It's a celebratory toast. Thank you very much, Alice. I'm very pleased that, aren't you? Have one more drink, and then maybe we can do some training with you guys. Because I think I showed the boys doing training last time, but I don't think I showed these little fellas being trained. So if they're in the mood, we'll do a little bit of training. Actually, no, I think I did some recall last time, didn't I? What can we do with you guys? I can try something. I don't know if it's going to work live on camera because Pickle's still in the very much process of learning this. I'll do some recall, but I'll try something else. I love it as well. I like watching them drink stuff, but they can't have this juice very often. So it's like a special treat for them during lives now. I save it deliberately. Oh, good boy. Do you want to take your treat then? Yeah, we'll do a little bit of recall then as they think you're in the mood for it, and they can sort of cross between the bowls. Who's ready? Which one? Pickle spin? You can spin for me instead. Pickle spin. Okay. That's another thing I think people need to realise as well. Training does not always go perfectly. It's about us to adapt to it and for us to work. And even the best trained birds, best behaved birds, so to speak, will get things wrong sometimes. And it's up to us to see what we did wrong, what was wrong in the environment, something happened, and just keep on going with it. It's really important. Can you try one more? Good girl. It's much smoother, wasn't it? So let's see if you're going to be willing to do this. Does it let me do it? Oh, look what a good girl this bird is. So this is something I'm trying to train her. It's mostly, I think it's, well, actually I'm just doing it because I think it's cute, honestly, she used to do it. But I'm trying to make it trained behaviour to be quite useful in the future for maybe for husbandry. Because this little one is a little bit more fussy with her nails being done through the bars. So if I can train her to just lie on my palm, lock her feet into my finger here, then it'll be really easy to trim her nails. And so far so good. She's really taken to it. I revealed it on Patreon. I will reveal it for you guys on here as well. A little secret to this tactic. The first reinforcement I used to get her to do that was my nose, because she has some gross habit of going up there. I phased it out pretty quickly though. Neve, enjoy your studying. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope it goes well. Studying is definitely really important, and it takes a lot of time sometimes, doesn't it? So have a good one. So let's have a look. What have we got here? Mr. Teeny, I'm looking for new ideas to provide enrichment in the birdies environment. Foraging we got down, different shreddables and such. Any neat ideas? The idea you showed on Discord was really good. That coconut, hollowed coconut was really awesome. And something I saw again, which is marketed again for inverts, is like the hollowed out coconuts, like the half ones. And I can imagine you could do a lot of things with that. And I actually found some today, which are on Amazon for like £2.50 for like free. You can get little budgie size ones as well. So if I remember, I'll drop a link in there. So do use natural materials to your advantage of it. And I had a video idea recently about this very topic, more naturalistic ways of providing enrichment for your birds. And annoyingly, I haven't. So let me say hello to everyone. Let me see if it comes back to me what I'm thinking. Hello, Zero Burn. Welcome. Always nice to see someone from Saudi Arabia. Welcome, Yoshi. Welcome, Heather. Don't worry about missing stuff. It's just a bit of a casual session today. We're just talking and see what happens. Pickles is relaxing my head while Scampy is snacking. If after he's finished, he wants a bit of training, we'll do that as well. So, what other idea? So, yeah, the coconut idea you had was really good. And maybe for budgies especially, maybe some more ground-based enrichment ideas. I've been thinking more about the dog peck mats as well, the pecking mats they use for chickens, how they'll be quite good as potential for foraging. And also, when you're talking about budgies specifically, you see a lot of things that encourage birds to manipulate, larger birds to encourage them to manipulate things. I think that would be very good for a budgie as well. But it'd have to be tailored for them because they're quite small, because they're very smart, they're very spry, but you'd have to find something they can manipulate easily and quickly. Lid-based things where they can lift off lids to get treats. Maybe moving a very simple device like a little stick or something to get something out. It's something I've been thinking about doing with the cockatiels, and it was part of my video. I wish I could remember the rest of it. I didn't write it down, so it'll come back to me eventually. But yeah, I think those are all good. And snuffle mats, snuffle mats seems like really good. So I hope those ideas help, Mr. Teeny. They're helping me because I've actually remembered a few of them at least. Zero Bones got a cockatiel, or you've named him Pikachu. How exactly can you determine if a cockatiel is a boy or a girl? That's challenging. There's a lot of misinformation on the internet about, oh, this is definitely a boy, this is definitely a girl. I've got a video on how to tell if a cockatiel is a boy or a girl, but it's not a very conclusive one. I think the biggest tell, as a generality, of if a cockatiel, this is an even more obvious one. There's one big tell if a boy is a boy or girl if they lay an egg, obviously. The other tell is behaviour, and this isn't foolproof as well. Males tend to heart wings, males tend to posture, males tend to sing and chat a lot more. But it is not unknown for females to do it as well. And that's something I got wrong a few years ago. I thought, no, females never do that. But it's not true. I've seen actual evidence people have shown me. I was like, okay, I'll change my mind. Completely open to changing my perspective. So, so the best way to tell is generally behaviour, and that will happen as they get older. A lot of people say, oh, it's going to be their cheek patches. That's not foolproof. It's going to be the size of their crest. That's not foolproof. It's the egg and behaviour that the best ways. Or just get a DNA test, as Smith has just suggested. That's the most conclusive way of finding out, honestly. Just doing it that way. Sky, you seem to be having trouble sending messages. It might be best to just, I don't know what's going on with it, but just try and type it all out at once. If you try and do it in bits, the filter is going to try and pick it up and it's going to stop you from doing it, basically. So maybe it'll help. Yeah, I know that's not very helpful, Zero Bone, honestly, but that is the truth of it, honestly. I see some of these videos on the internet and it's just like, oh, goodness. And then they've got a 50-50 chance of being right, and then people are like, oh, yeah, mine's a girl, mine's a boy. It's like, okay. But then it lays an egg and they're like, oh, it's a boy who laid an egg. Yeah, okay. Anyway, I digress. Thank you very much. I've got plenty more content. I've got a whole biting series I've had filmed for ages, because it's such a big topic for people biting and their birds biting them. I filmed a whole series of videos on the topic, all the way from is it okay to what to do before, what to do after, what solutions. But I haven't had the opportunity to put it up yet. So there'll be 4 video series coming up on that topic. Are you okay up there, little one? you want to come down or do you want to relax? Oops, sorry, I'm touching your tail. You want to come down? Hello. You say hello to you. Do you want to say hello? Pickles, Pig. Pickles, Pig. Pickles, Pickles, Pig. Pickles, Pickles, Pig. You get close-up Pickles. Hello, Ariana. Welcome. Thank you. Both me and Sophie are feeling unwell. Well, I'm starting to get better. Thankfully, I'm quite tired. Okay. And yeah, so Sophie's a bit worse. Zero burn, that's completely the right approach to take, honestly. Take your time, offer the treat, maybe an individual bud rather than spray. Maybe that'll be easier because maybe it'll be less intimidating. Do you want more drink? You can have one more sip each. That's your maximum for the day. One more. I'll have one as well. So you're getting, my friend. So yeah, do take your time, and that's the completely right approach. Would you ever get a galah? I like galahs. I like the whole family of cockatiels. So I would if we had more space. That's one I'll definitely consider. I feel pretty much maxed out on birds right now. I would have to have like double the space, honestly, and more resources. But yeah, one day maybe. I think the next bird I'd love to get is a budgie, or maybe just get like maybe just what else would I get? Maybe galah. Yeah, should we just do that? Go with galah. So you could give them fresh, as long as it's fresh squeezed orange juice, that's completely fine. They're drinking pineapple right now, fresh squeezed pineapple. So you could give them that. It's okay, Kimmy. I mean, is it okay? Yeah, if they can hear us. So what kind of decorations are you talking? So generally, anything with glitter, anything with glue, anything with strong smells, anything that could harm them if they destroyed it because they've got strong beaks. I swear I did a video on that a long time ago. You should be very cautious about decorations around festive time. A lot of things are completely fine. A lot of things won't do them much harm, but just be very careful and cautious and use your common sense with it. Because if they use some glitter, that's probably going to do them harm. Glass things are not very good. Do you want to come down? And yeah, so that's the best thing to do. So Yoshi, I have a cockatiel that panicked in her cage and bumped herself on the top part of her nostril area. It's been a month. She's made a full recovery, but was scared to reintroduce toys into her cage. So very slowly, treat it like any other sort of descent work. Introduce the toys outside the cage so she can see them first. Leave them there outside, let her get used to them. Then introduce them to her during the day only. And if she's still scared, remove them. Pickles is being mean in the background. Maybe we can have some training in the second Scampy. Reintroduce them then so she can get used to it. Do it slowly, small steps, because cockatiels can be quite skittish. And also positively reinforce her for interacting with them. Use yourself, because if you're confident around them and then she makes a move towards them and comes towards them, through her own volition, reward that, make it all very positive and make it all strong and take your time. A cockatiel can live, I know a 35-year-old cockatiel, that's the oldest I know, they can make it to 30. The average tends to be between 20 to 25, lower, obviously, if conditions aren't optimum. But yeah, they can live a long time. Let's do some training with Scampy because Pickles is being mean to him. I'm quite sure he's going to be in the mood for it now. Scampy. Oh, what a good boy. I did it on Patreon recently. Me and Sophie filmed some outside recall with him where he flies to us in different parts of the house. It was quite fun to film. I'm not sure how well it came across, but he loves flying after us. And he's kind of like always trained behaviour. He follows me because of it. So it's good for safety too. And he's a much better flyer than Pickles. He's so much more talented. Sorry, Pickles. Where should we go this time? Should we go this way? Try again? Should we have a double? Good boy. You are such a good boy, aren't you? You've had your training, haven't you? You can have snacks out of the bowls. Spin again. Should we do one more recall, I think, and we'll split his last treat. It's quite big. Then we should give you a treat just for being you. One more spin. High five. Good boy. You got confused there. You really rebounded from that. It's nice when it actually goes well. You shake my hand. Shake my hand again. Good girl. You've got to keep your hand. You're giving me behaviours. It's my fault, really, isn't it, as a trainer? Oh, someone's tripped over. He is. He's been. I remember what he was like when we first got him, and I what he's like with me now. And he sometimes beaks me, but it's just so rare that he ever bites me. And it's really nice knowing that. We do, Smitter. As for commentary about it, we have tried it. We don't really use it because we use tops. And as I said, for us, pellets are about 10% or less of the diet. We don't use it as a majority food. We feel that you can provide a better diet in other ways. You okay? I just wipe your beak. Yeah, so we don't really use Harrison's very much, honestly. Some people like it. I recommend to them they just have it as a very small portion, but we don't really like to boss people around. We've got videos giving our opinions on it. So Zero Burn, that varies, honestly, on your individual bird, their past history, where they come from, how you treat them. If you're using the approach you are, hopefully be fairly quick. It's a variable thing. Some people, again, online will say this and this time. No. Doesn't work that way. Oriana, what we got here? A fountain. Oh yeah, those are quite cool. I kind of want to get one of those for our guys, but I think the Conyers might like it, but I just know the Cockatiels won't use it. They're quite dirty brothers. Quite dirty brothers, aren't they? Where do you want to go? You want to go over there? You're gonna sit and relax now. You've had your snacks and training. Yeah, he's so Scampy wants to chat off to my right, and this is actually going a bit longer, so I don't feel too bad. So I will go on a little bit longer with this live, maybe another 10 minutes or so, because everything seems to be going okay, and my voice hasn't gone, so that's really great. But yeah, I want to try those fountains. I'm hoping the Conyers will do it. Scampy had his usual bath in the sink today. We have a really large food bowl which we don't use for food. He's loved bathing in that, and he splashes water over it. It's very cute. The Conyers are very big water babies. The Cockatiels just don't like bathing much. When they're in the mood, they will really go for it. Otherwise, they can't be bothered. So Bazilla, we have a cage called, it's like a Yahi Tech cage. We get it from Amazon. If you go to my Amazon store, you can find it. I can't tell you the exact dimensions off the top of my head, honestly. I've got videos, both me and Sophie have videos reviewing these cages. Oh, there you go. Sophie's like copy and pasted it because she's got access to it. But yeah, we quite like them. I'm going to be full disclosure because I don't like to be like, oh, get this because it's on my Amazon store. These cages are very good for the money. Size-wise, very good. They're easier to build than some much more expensive cages. They come with some extra bits and pieces you can take or leave. Do you want to say hello now? But if you don't clean water off regularly, they do have the potential to rust, much like all other cages in the cheaper price range, because they are powder coated, which protects them from rust. However, it's not a foolproof thing. So do keep that in mind. Make sure that you dry them and wipe them regularly to prevent that from happening. So Zero Burn, it's not unusual. Of course you're going to be excited. It's exciting and it's going to be scary. If you don't know how they're going to react, you don't know what they're going to do. I was scared the first time I handled Scampy because I don't know what he's going to do. I haven't got any treats for you. I've got no more treats. Oh, actually, I do. So you just don't, he didn't even want it. He just threw it on the floor. You just don't know. So it is exciting and it's interesting. It's just you've got to keep your sort of expectations in check and not let that excitement or fear lead you to make mistakes with them. Because you could fling them off if they accidentally beak you. You could rush your bonding, and they may get stressed. They may get Pickles pee. They may get Pickles pee. Does she want a treat? She does. She wants a treat. So if anyone has any more burning questions you want to ask, the opportunity is now, really, because when we get towards the end, I'm probably not going to have time to just rattle off quick answers. I'm going to pop these little guys. I think I might leave them out almost to the end of the live because they seem to be behaving quite well. Where do you want to go? What do you want? Wow. You want to say hello to everyone? You're the star of the show today, aren't you? Are you the star of the show? Is that safe for work? I'm not sure it's safe for work. Can you see me? Just under fluff. It's Pickles cam. You get to see Pickles cam from the perspective of her bottom feathers. It is Zero Burn, but there's a big but with that. We don't use AC in most places here in the UK. I'm just going to leave it because it's quite funny in the UK here. But make sure they're not directly in the path of the AC draft, because that can make them very unwell and it's not safe for them. So make sure they're out of any direct AC pathways, any vents, keep them away and make sure they're okay. Mr. Teeny, no, right now. Maybe Flock Talk, but she doesn't really post much anymore. Right now, I'm really sad. I'm not going to go off on another rant, I promise you, because sometimes I do. There's no channels I can recommend right now. Honestly, I don't see much good content these days. And then the moment I think about it, I do think of one I could recommend. So 2 channels immediately I can think of. 3 channels now. Oh, there you go. I like Pioneer's Tales because she's very honest about what she produces, but she does specialize specifically in pioneers. So there's a downside if you like other stuff. There's Poodles and Parrots, which I did an interview with. She was really great. She's very honest. She's not massively experienced with parrots, but she's learning, and she's also very open to learning, and she has those specialized guests on the channel. And also, Parrot Town TV is also very good if you want some background noises. So there you go. The moment I think about it, I'm like, I can't recommend anyone. Then I think of some recommendations. Should you always have your AC off? No, you don't have to. Oh God, it's chaos time. Right, I think you guys are going to have to go in now a bit early. Give me a second, and I'll respond to all this stuff so I can actually focus rather than being potentially worried Scampy's going to turn the live stream off or turn on adverts or something. Scampy, what a good boy! He's so brave. He's so brave. I'll leave Pickles Cam on for another minute or two because then he can enjoy himself and clean out some of the snacks I put in there for him. So Pickles Cam could stay for a moment. So should you have your AC off? Just like I said to Zero Burn, just basically be sensible about where it's positioned. Don't have them in the direct path of draft because obviously I don't know if you have the ground vents or the side vents or the air vents or the vents. Nowhere near. If you feel a draft from the AC, put them away from it. Otherwise, it's okay. You can check your AC company for the chemicals they use. But I haven't, again, we don't use AC much, so, do check, but we haven't had much problems there. So, yeah, as Mr. Teen said, there aren't that many channels out there that I could recommend for professional advice. The ones I just mentioned are the best ones that I like. I used to love, so Kimmy, that I can't say, I can't say anything. If you can't say anything, I don't say anything at all. So I'm not going to say anything. Oh, sorry. So yeah, I'm not saying it either way. I can't recommend any channels apart from the ones I just mentioned. I wish there were more because I like watching parrot content. I like learning, and sadly for me, I have to go I have to do courses now. It's the only way I can get extra information, and it's really annoying. I find it very irritating that I can't find more information. I have another point as well. I was literally going to make there. Yeah, Bazilla, some of them are quite sketchy and it's quite annoying, and I have to contain my frustration, especially when I go on TikTok. Some of the people on there who literally have no experience giving out advice literally makes me just so I have to just scroll past now because there's no point in me ranting. It annoys people, it annoys me, so I'm just trying to get on my own business basically now. Just Pickles Cam going on. Pickles Cam. Yeah, going on Google is hard to find exact answers as well. Yeah, Lover Pets is nice. I don't like TikTok. So I wanted to actually make a TikTok for educational content. So you guys who follow me on Instagram and TikTok notice that I deliberately do not post educational content on there. I don't feel there's enough time. I don't think it would get the audience. I don't think I'll get outvoted by the people who have millions of followers but who don't know anything. So it's quite difficult for me to get my voice. But I was going to do it, and then they were like, "No, the offer's done. We're not giving you any promotions." Like, yeah, and that happens a lot. I mean, I'm not going to lie. We use our conures for content, but we never put them in any shame or harm's way or force them to do anything. We just enjoy playing with them, and we try to show the most ethical ways of training them. Everything has to be ethical, and I try to make it nice. Kimmy, it's exactly it. It's lots of opinions, especially on excuse me, especially on Facebook and stuff. It's terrible. You get people promoting their opinions of facts. I have people arguing with me in comments sometimes on here even. And a long time ago, I may be wrong-footed a bit, but now I know that I'm right. And I'm like, no, you're wrong. And they don't like it. It's like, okay. So Zero Burn, I just don't have. So I think me and Sophie feel the same. We try to put out weekly content, but we don't have the time or energy to put out any more than that, honestly. I tried 2 weekly content for a while, but I couldn't keep it up. And also, I have another channel called Spooderpods where I do invert content, like content on husbandry for bugs, because I'm constantly learning about that. I'm hoping to do some courses, professional courses about that as well, because I find it really interesting and I want to do it in the most ethical way as well. So it's just a bit much to do. And obviously, we want to maintain stuff for Patreon as well. So Every week we have something for Patreon members as well, be it a video from me, from Sophie, a joint video, a bonus video for everyone gets. And we're going to be starting offering some free content on there as well. And don't get too excited if you're a free member. I'm not going to say it's going to be amazing. Basically, it's going to be like a photo with some extra information, educational information. But we do plan to try and do a little bit more on Patreon as well to make it just better for everyone. And we're just trying to make things as best as possible with the resources we have. And what's something, just one little bit of frustration as we're towards the end, and we wanted to do a newsletter and we got blocked from doing that because you have to put your real address on there. And as influencers, we can't do that. We can't afford to have a PO box because in the UK it costs too much. We're still in talks about doing some getting some good stuff over here in the UK, but we've been blocked from that. It's really frustrating to be blocked from things that would improve our lives and other people's lives as well. And that's kind of irritating right now. Bazilla, I mean, there must be. Louisiana's a big place. There must be. And also, don't forget, you've got Vetster. I have an affiliate link for it, but I haven't actually added this stuff. Vetster's like an online service. So if you really desperately need online advice, that will help. And Sophie's quite good with helping people out with that sort of thing. So, she's like the detective of the internet. She hunts down the the avian vets for people wherever in the world you are. And she does it via Google as well. She does. So I'm going to sound harsh here, and I don't mean to sound harsh because it's difficult sometimes to find this stuff. But she just Googles a lot, and I know we know a little bit more, so we know what to look for. But Google is your friend if you filter through the rubbish. It just takes a bit of time. Goodness, I've almost gone on for an hour. So yeah, I'll round it off at 55 because she's relaxed, and then so only a 5-minute less than normal. So I did quite well, I think, today with this. I guess it depends on who you are. In every place in the world, even if the generality is inhumane or is portrayed as bad, there are good people, and there are people with strong morals and people who have similar values to you. It's just finding them, no matter where you are in the world. People, I like to believe, are inherently good. There's just a lot of people out there who block that light out from them. You just see the idiots when there's a lot of decent people out there. You just have to find them. Thank you very much, Iris. It's very kind. Thank you. Honestly, I can't. It won't let me like these things. It's very annoying. It's very naughty. Very naughty the last couple of minutes. But yeah, just keep looking. There's bound to be one in Louisiana. We found great avian vets all around the world for people, and as I said, that Vetster service isn't bad at all either. Yeah, and very naughty. People's enjoying herself up there. She's very relaxed now. She's had her snacks. So, Sky, I did actually answer your question, but I'll answer it again now. So, you mentioned about decorations during the holidays. So, again, just in case you missed it, use some common sense around it as well. Like, you don't want stuff with glitter. You don't want them actually like chewing the bits. That's not very good either. You don't want them to basically get at things that are fibrous almost. Like, some trees are made of that fake material, and they can ingest that, can be safe. This is mostly about supervision. We have a fake Christmas tree up every year. No issues with our birds, they just stay right away from it. If they go near it, they show a bit of curiosity, and that's it. So it's mostly about you supervising them and making sure that they're going to be okay around them, and also just looking at what that looks dangerous, so I should keep them away from it. And also, obviously, it depends on what holidays you're using. I know, for example, for Diwali or other holidays, you have fireworks. Obviously, you don't want them near fireworks. And then you have lots of garlands going on there. Garlands are fine. Just don't let them bite them too much. If that helps a little bit, anything. Smitter, yeah, air purifiers are awesome. Oh, yeah. I'm glad it's really useful. So Yoshi, my partner has 2 lovebirds. One is territorial, the other lovebird is obsessed with my cockatiel. She follows them everywhere. My cockatiel, is there any hope of getting them along? It is. There is hope of getting them along. I can stop the ads now. I've noticed it. You can. It's just going to take some work. And annoyingly, I'm in my last minute here, so I do need to stop. And I also need to say thank you to someone. So I've got videos on bonding. I've got videos on bonding 2 birds and initial introductions, which are well worth watching. You can get them to get along with them. It's just going to take a bit of training and patience. Thank you very much, Kimmy. It's very generous of you, very kind. Thank you. Again, I can't it won't let me like it, so I'll just put a little heart there instead. It's very appreciated. It's okay to be scared. In some ways, being a little bit scared makes you a bit more cautious, and then you can just enjoy the experience of having a bird. So please forgive me, guys. I do need to wrap things up. I thank you all for coming along and joining me for this live stream. I am getting very hot, so I'm probably reaching my limit for the day. I didn't want you to miss out on a live, honestly, because I don't think I will have the opportunity the rest of this month. So thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for your questions. Thank you all who generously gave as well. It's much appreciated, and me and Sophie really do appreciate it. Pickles appreciates it. She's looking so cute and gave you Pickles cam. The next live won't be for a while, but Sophie will obviously have one as well, which you can join. So yeah, thanks very much for coming, guys. Take care, and I hope you all have a really, really nice day.